Muy buenas a todos, ¿cómo están? Soy Matías y les doy la bienvenida a mi canal iniciando hoy una nueva serie, este juego llamado Not for Broadcast. Un juego, bueno, que ha salido recientemente, que he probado, que me llamó la atención y que tuve ganas de, bueno, quise poder compartirlo con todos ustedes. Un juego que está en Early Access, como dice aquí abajo, en acceso temprano, que la verdad es que es bastante curioso y particular. Algunos lo comparan en cierta forma con el Paper Please, que la mayoría conocerán. Y tiene algún punto en común en el hecho de que, bueno, es un juego que hay que estar muy atento a los detalles, ¿no? Y también una historia que podríamos bueno, emparentar en cierta forma con el Paper Please. Pero la verdad es que, bueno, tiene características propias y muy particulares y me ha gustado bastante. Un juego que tiene mucho de, bueno, de escenas hechas por actores y que la verdad es que están muy buenas y eso me ha gustado bastante. Así que vamos a iniciar una partida. Este juego, por lo que estuve leyendo, va a salir así en forma de episodios, ¿no? Hasta ahora se puede avanzar hasta cierto punto de la historia. Y bueno, y con el paso del tiempo irán saliendo el resto del contenido y podremos ir avanzando hasta completar el juego y completar la historia, ¿no? Hasta llegar al final de la historia. Así que mi idea es ir trayéndolo a medida que vaya saliendo. ¿Y de qué trata básicamente? Bueno, nos ponemos... Estamos, digamos, en una sala de control de un canal de televisión, ¿no? Y tenemos que decidir, controlar y decidir qué es lo que se emite, ¿no? De qué forma se emite. Y todo esto ambientado por, bueno, por lo que se ve, no nos dice el juego, pero por lo que se ve un poquito de las máquinas de la sala de control y ciertas cosas, y por el televisor que vemos aquí. Bueno, ambientado en una época, digamos, fines de la década del 80, principios de la década del 90, más o menos, ¿no? Así que vamos a ver qué tiene para ofrecernos este Not for Broadcast. Vamos allá. Partida nueva. Vamos a ponerle partida compartida con todos ustedes. Partida compartida. No, compartida. Y comenzar partida. Día 1. Elecciones. Está sonando el teléfono.
Hi David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. Alright mate, Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so
vale, venimos a
you're
limpiar
gonna have to
solamente.
run the news tonight. Now don't worry, it's not hard and I'm gonna
Nos
stay on
toca
the phone and
dirigir
help
el
you.
noticiero también.
First I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast
Nos
room,
van a
so if
explicar
you're not doing it
supuestamente cómo se
already,
hace.
look forwards towards
Mira
all
hacia
those
adelante.
screens. Right, look up
A
at
ver.
the top. That
La barra de arriba, la
is your
audiencia.
audience. You want to keep the viewers
Obviamente
going
la idea es
up
que vaya subiendo y que no
and
baje.
not down.
Dos pantallas
Underneath
por
that,
debajo.
you've got the screens. The one on the right is the
La de la
broadcast
derecha
screen.
es lo que
That's
la
what
gente
the
está
viewers are
viendo.
seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds
Va un par de
behind the
segundos
master
por
screen there
detrás
in
de
the middle.
la
That's
principal,
the
¿no?
one
Que es la que
you
veo yo.
control. Now the four small
Cuatro
screens on the
pantallitas
left show the
con
different signals coming
cuatro
from the
señales
studio,
diferentes,
and
¿no?
you
Que
can
puede
choose
ser,
between them
no siempre,
using
pero
the
puede haber
numbered
cuatro señales
buttons on
diferentes.
the vision mixer
Y
at the bottom left.
los botones
Don't
para
worry,
seleccionar
I'll
cada
talk
una de
you
ellas.
through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now,
A la izquierda,
have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the
interruptores de
studio.
control,
I've left them set
están
up for
todos
you,
en
so
posición.
provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to
Y
do now is throw
bueno,
the master trip switch and we're in business.
vamos
Once
a
you've got the
bajar
power
la
on, face
corriente
the
para
front
empezar.
again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show
Sí,
before us.
títulos que están viendo del
Fortunately,
programa
they go on
anterior.
for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh,
Y se
right,
acabaron los
okay,
títulos.
they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down
Debajo
under
de
the
la
desk.
mesa, a ver, debajo de la mesa.
You can see a load of videotapes on the left.
Puedes ver un
They're
montón de
your
cintas de video, son los
adverts. Pick
anuncios
any three
publicitarios.
and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that,
Okay.
look up to the front again.
Bueno, vamos a poner, vemos aquí las viejas cintas con las viejas, bueno, VHS. Del otro lado, al lado del teléfono, veíamos un Walkman, ¿no? También. Vamos a poner después... Vamos a poner a Line James. Y ejercítate con esto. Nos queda ensalada semanal y ven a Boom Day.
Corn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me sick.
Right, quick as you can. Select screen one.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going 5, 4,
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay.
Moving on
Bien,
up.
todo bien.
Next is going to be the throw to the news titles on
La intro,
screen
¿no? Del
two. There'll be a
noticiero.
countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all
Okay.
gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hams leaves wins Sports
la dos.
Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live
Súbela
to
bien,
Advance
está bien.
headquarters
10,
to hear what the leaders of the
9,
scheduling party
8,
have to say on their
vamos. Que viene la
historic.
intro.
Button
That's all
two
coming up on
in
tonight.
3,
National
2,
News.
1,
Lovely,
vamos.
mate. Next thing is the throwback to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Ok. Vamos a estar atentos. Lo están maquillando ahí. A Jeremy Donaldson.
Here it comes. Switch to
Ahí
screen
viene, viene.
1. Lovely, mate.
Bien.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide
Listen, mate, we often get a bit of
Ah, tenemos aquí a la derecha un minijuego, digamos. Interferencias que tenemos que esquivar. Con, podemos hacerlo con la rueda del ratón, pasando en el medio de,
of a severe lack of actual
no tocando, digamos,
and
la
of
parte
being
verde.
deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However,
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert
Así
at the
que
end of the
reproducir el anuncio del
segment.
final.
Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play
Y ahora
ad
tenemos que bajar un
buttons
poquito
over
para
there
evitar la
at the bottom
interferencia.
right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye
Podemos
on
ponerlos
the
en
clock.
cualquier orden, los
going
tres
live
anuncios que
to
pusimos,
Advance
pero vamos a
HQ to hear
seguir
the
el
club
orden,
leaders'
¿no?
acceptance speech.
And 3,
That's all coming
2,
1,
1,
vamos.
advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill.
Hasta ahora vamos todo
What's
bien.
why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Va fácil, estamos comenzando, ¿no? Todavía no vino lo difícil que va a venir.
Policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret.
Hemos trabajado prácticamente con una señal, 2 señales nada más. Valoración del bloque a más,
Mate,
bien.
it's the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This
Va,
next sequence
vamos
is
a
what we
lo
call
más
a
vamos a algo más
multi-cam
complicado,
sequence.
va, por lo
You're gonna be
menos.
cutting between multiple cameras
Varias
to keep
cámaras,
things
bien.
interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1.
Enfoca a quien
Try and
hable.
keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking.
Mantener el plano del que hable,
Stay on the same shot
no
for
más de 10
too long.
segundos
10
en cada
seconds at
plano.
most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit.
Hacer
just
un
to keep
plano
it
de
interesting.
reacción.
Don't stay on
Y mientras
reaction
uno habla, a
shots
veces
for
cambiar al otro a ver cómo
a couple of
reacciona, ¿no?
seconds is
Y
usually
que no
enough.
dure mucho, que
Then the
sea
audience
3
wanna see
segundos o
who's doing the
máximo.
talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it
Bien.
sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't
Vamos,
you?
vamos,
Make
vamos
it
a
look
por
like
eso.
those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start.
Vale, como está la
Try and
publicidad, no
stay
hace falta
ahead,
que
mate.
esperemos que termine la.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the
Digamos,
studio.
a que esté acomodado el hombre. Aquí.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance, but first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on
Megan
screen
en la
4.
cuadra.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to
Right,
the
go to
shop
Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
Muy bien.
by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell
10
you.
segundos cada uno, ver un poquito las reacciones.
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter the rat, That's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap. He really
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
worked with him on several movies.
Lovely. Now back to Thunder
I said to
Twat.
Peter,
Bien.
what a wild ride this has been. What a wild and you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right.
Vamos a una general.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in
Hay que
Bullet
concentrarse
Man.
acá.
You'll remember
Parte, hay que
that
estar
was a
atento.
true story of one soldier's fight for
Ahí,
a love
perfecto.
that surpasses all else. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often,
Bien, vamos.
that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change.
Been on that shot a bit long.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well,
Estoy
now you're
concentrado.
asking. Historic election
Acá
result.
hay que estar
Indeed,
concentrado.
historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult.
Remember the 10-second
Sí,
rule.
sí, sí.
I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, that one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week
Right,
around the
they've swapped
country.
the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My
Si me hablan, no
character,
puedo.
Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
Bien, pasamos al fragmento de la película. Lo concentrado en esta parte, no dije nada, ¿viste? Tenía que estar ahí haciéndolo lo
Watch
mejor
out for that
posible.
interference, mate.
Sí, ahora con las interferencias, mientras está el tráiler de la peli, del tipo este.
Oh, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio.
Y no sé, hay una censura que todavía no hemos podido usar.
Go to the archive when the broadcast's done. We keep everything.
Vamos a concentrarnos también en las interferencias.
No, Lance, we mustn't.
Obviamente que cuando estamos jugando no podemos estar tan atentos a lo que dicen, pero después tenemos la oportunidad de verlo más tranquilo todo. Ya lo vamos a ver eso. Ahora estamos, yo al menos, usted capaz no tanto, pero yo al menos está más concentrado en los planos y ahora en el coso este.
But I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Subimos y bajamos y después volvemos a subir. Bajamos. Está a tope la audiencia. Supongo que después de esto iremos a...
This is the key.
Stop it.
At the end of the clip,
Sí,
you'll want to
otro
play
anuncio.
another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Vale, cuando lleguen los 20 segundos.
We should.
Vamos. Ahí, perfecto. 8, 7, todavía están deshabilitados. 5, 2, 1.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words.
Yeah.
As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone
tenemos
says
acá
a
el
naughty
botón de
word, the
censura.
bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold
Bien.
down the bleep button
Barra
or the
espaciadora me
space
viene
bar
bien.
on your keyboard
Valoración del bloque A. A y A más. Bueno, no está tan mal.
Bit of practice getting used to hearing two things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little
Bueno, esto
bit
sí,
below
tenemos
the
el volumen de la
Let's set it now.
emisión,
As you turn it
¿no?
up,
Lo que ve la gente más
hear the
bajo
advert getting louder.
y el nuestro más alto,
Set
¿no?
to
El que vemos
start
acá en
sensory.
nuestra pantalla.
Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up.
Vamos a ver que, cómo seguimos.
And hold it down.
And now I'm bringing my message directly to you with my new nationwide tour. Alan James is right.
Remember to select screen one now that you've got the feed.
Christ,
Don't
I'm
wait
lying
for the
to you guys
broadcast to
again.
go live. That's too late. You can
Hey,
use the
welcome
number
everybody.
buttons on your
I'm a
keyboard,
lawyer and a
1 to
TV
4.
personality running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3.
Volvemos con Jeremy Donaldson.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and
Tenemos
Jimmy
una
Silver,
conferencia ahora en
are about
exteriores.
to make
Tenemos
their
nuestro primer
acceptance
exteriores.
address. Are about to make their acceptance
Oh
address.
shit, he's pissed.
Shall I
Get ready to
start?
bleep.
Go for it, Pet.
Borrachín.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a
Bueno, vamos a tener que estar
day.
atentos. otra vez.
Said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern
censura,
bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people,
Nice.
you saw right through their shit.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. It makes me coarser
Hay
than
que
the
estar atento
grandest
a una
fanny.
cosa más.
Coarser than the
Memorably
grandest-
put.
Nailed it.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political
Cuando habla la
party.
mina, la chica, la mujer,
That is what you have
no
when
tanto
things are
problema.
going
Cuando habla el
well.
borracho este,
When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team
Audience is
that
getting
can
bored,
change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate.
La
Before we
audiencia está
came out
topo.
here to address the nation, we used our executive powers
Lo ponchamos
to pass
tomando una
the Assets
cervecita.
and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated community.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring
Bien,
individuals
más o menos. Bueno, vamos más o menos.
to properly fund health and education, to raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions, but you'll see when we've reclaimed
Ahora estoy más
what's
concentrado
ours,
todavía.
that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats,
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs, the people whose children you raise.
so they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been, in the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again, just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Got it down a bit long there, mate.
Más o menos.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leader. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National
No lo vi, va.
News.
Estaba tan
We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under advance.
concentrado en la
I'm
parte.
Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now.
Hay una
Thanks for the help,
circunferencia.
mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
Same old boring politics then.
Bien.
Just some weird fever dream.
Ni miré
Dying.
las interferencias.
You should be so lucky.
A ver qué me dan
See you tomorrow
acá.
night.
Not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Una B, me
Try not to
darán,
get
una C.
murdered.
B, bueno. Sí, unas interferencias complicadas ahí. Mirá. Bueno, emisión finalizada. Hemos terminado A más, A y B. Bueno, no está tan mal para empezar, ¿no? Bueno, una E me dieron acá. Interferencia, bueno. Ya sé, me bajó mucho por esto. Interferencia mucho. Censura perfecta, montaje aburrido, interferencia. En fin, valoración final B. No está tan mal. Demasiadas interferencias. Bueno,
Right, I've left you a voicemail. I thought
muy
you'd
bien.
end up here. Most people come into the archive room when they're done with a broadcast. That way you can see what you did and how it looked to the public. As you can see, there's 3 sections to the archive. Broadcasts, that's what you've put out. Rushes, which is all the stuff that was on all the screens. And adverts, which is any advert that you've chosen to show. So let's have a look at the broadcasts.
Bueno, aquí podemos ver, esto no lo voy a mostrar tanto. Emisiones, podemos ver la emisión que hemos hecho recién, la vemos como si lo viéramos en la tele. Podemos ver exactamente lo que hemos, bueno, nuestro montaje, lo que ha pasado en nuestro montaje, lo cual está perfecto para, bueno, no solo para ver cómo lo hicimos, sino también para poder ver lo que pasó realmente en pantalla grande y poder seguir la historia, ¿no? Porque uno está tan concentrado en las indicaciones y demás que no llega a ver ni de qué han hablado. Bueno, más o menos estuve viendo de qué iba la cosa, pero digo, para verlo bien en detalle, para ver bien cómo eran las publicidades, porque la verdad es que este juego tiene un trabajo muy divertido, ¿no? de los actores y demás, que la verdad es que vale la pena, creo yo, seguir la historia y ver bien los videos. Así que en emisiones podemos ver cómo ha sido nuestro montaje. En copiones podemos ver todas las cámaras que han estado abiertas en todo momento, aunque no las hayamos seleccionado. Podemos ver lo que pasó detrás de cámara, ¿no? Podemos ver qué hacía Donaldson mientras estaba la entrevista con el actor, ¿no? Ese tipo de cosas. Si en anuncios, bueno, vemos a pantalla completa los anuncios. Así que bueno, al final de cada capítulo me voy a despedir, pero después de eso voy a dejar la emisión, ¿no? El video con la emisión, con el montaje que hemos hecho, para que aquel que lo quiera ver lo pueda ver, ¿no? Y vea cómo quedó y vea también un poquito, disfrute un poquito más de ese aspecto del juego y vea cómo es la historia, de qué hablaban y todo. Así que yo me despido, les mando un saludo muy grande a todos, muchas gracias por ver el video. La verdad es que es un juego bastante interesante y bueno, tiene esa cosa que a mí siempre me llamó la atención, ¿no? Esos juegos que tienen clips grabados por actores, ¿no? Que en este caso, bueno, muy particulares, ¿no? Con un tono muy de comedia también, obviamente, que la verdad es que está buenísimo. Y bueno, espero que les guste y que podamos continuar disfrutando de este juego en el canal. Así que yo me despido, y el que quiera quedarse a ver la emisión que hemos hecho hoy, con sus aciertos y sus errores, a ver cómo quedó, se puede quedar a verla. Yo la voy a ver, así que les mando un saludo muy grande y nos vemos en el próximo capítulo. Chao.
The National Nightly News.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight. Moving on up, the election win that experts said just couldn't happen. Hopeful or hostile? Controversy as global mega corporation Remington's Fist buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Meghan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic victory. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News. But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide victory, with an astonishing 81% of the popular vote, is the biggest election win in living memory. Advance appealed to voters up and down the country with their bold promises of permanent change, but critics have accused them of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary Geoffrey Jeffreys has issued a statement in which he comments that we have all been seduced by the shiny wrapping paper, but have yet to see the contents of the box. Sounds like sour grapes to me, Jeff. After the break, Megan Wolf will be speaking to a man whose grapes certainly aren't sour, the international heartthrob and inexplicable box office sensation that is Lawrence Blunderclatch. And later in the programme, we'll be going live to Advance HQ to hear the co-leader's acceptance speech. That's all coming up after the break.
Welcome to Crazy Neil's crazy pre-Christmas sofa and chair deals. It's a steal with Crazy Neil. We don't care if you've been naughty or nice. We got green sofas, red sofas, brown cushions, pink cushions. You've got a grey sofa. We've got a great sofa. In a grey, a brown, a pink, a yellow, a purple. Neil's deals are unreal. You've got people coming over at Christmas. You've got an aunt. She's going to leave a stain on the sofa. You don't want her sitting on this white sofa. She's going to have to sit on the dark sofa. This is a deal with Neil Appeal. You want to throw your money at us. We'll give you a leather sofa for a price that is just crazy. If you've got lightning striking, then strike whilst the lightning is hot. You've got a disused sofa. We don't care if it's smelly, stuck in front of your telly, full of welly. We'll take that shit away. Don't make a meal out of it, make a deal out of it. We got a big ass deal on a big ass chair. We've got white chairs, blue chairs, stools, inflatable chairs. This is a crazy deal with Neil Appeal. You don't want no lame ass chair, you want a great chair. We had a man come down the other day and he brought in his young daughter and he wanted her to have the best chair. We got those chairs, we got more of those chairs. We got tall chairs, chairs on wheels, wheelchairs. We got chairs for twins, chairs made out of steel, chairs that are steel and a deal. We got those chairs. You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals. You want a toilet? We can do you a toilet. We can do you a toilet next to a chair. We can do you a chair next to a toilet. Hell, we can even do you a toilet chair. So you come on down, you bring your ass, we got it, you want it. You want it, we got it, you want it. You pay us. You want it, we've got it, you want it. You want it, we've got it, you pay us.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance, but first our very own culture reporter Megan Wolf is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to the Shotbot films. I'm very excited to be joined today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear. I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among the greatest joys of my life.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Bless you.
So you've just finished filming your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap, he really is. I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
Oh, that is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed, historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Yes, well...
Sorry, I said fuck.
No.
I'm apologize.
Well,
Sorry.
Lawrence, I believe you brought in a clip from The Medicated, which opens next week around the country. Lawrence, do tell us what's going on here.
I'd be delighted. This is a really pivotal scene where my character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
I don't understand it.
Doctor.
I don't understand it.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that?
No, Lance, we mustn't. Think of Carol.
It's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan. Did it for you, baby. All for you.
Dr. Hemlock.
We're gonna change the world, do you remember? Only I listened to you.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Look at this!
The virus. The sterility. This formula. This is the key.
We could stop it all.
Yes, we could stop it all. We have to ask ourselves
If we should.
I'm Alan James. This is not a movie. This is not some child's tale. This is not a dream. This is reality. This is the story of you and how you're stupid and asleep. It's about how you were promised the Elysian fields, but you ended up filleting Satan for the salty crumbs. It's happening here. It's happening now. And it's all happening right in front of you. I'm Alan James.
Alan James is one of the country's most controversial columnists and speakers.
And they're going to take your poor sweet grandma, and you're never going to see those dribbling dentures again. Oh, grandma, look at their faces. That's not what cows look like. You call it the stock market. I call it the stuck market, because it's just another pole they've stuck up our collective... I don't care if he was once your nephew, Cameron. He's standing in the way of the truth.
Now, Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, is coming to your city.
I'm Alan James, author of Alan James is right. The gospel according to Alan James. And the Alan James shall set you free. And now I'm bringing my message directly to you. With my new nationwide tour, Alan James is right in front of you.
Alan James.
I'm Alan James.
Alan James.
Alan James is right.
Alan James.
I'm Alan James.
Coming to a city near you. Check local press for dates and times.
Welcome back, and I'm told we can now go live to Advance headquarters where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Shall I start?
Go for it, pet.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do it.
They certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern prick they had against us, but you, the people, you saw right through their
Sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than the granny's.
Memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party's what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret. So to you posh
people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs, the people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get
Can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we'll get that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Hi, I'm world-class sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves, and I'm not fat, but you are. Don't worry, ladies. Now you can have me, Johnny Hamsey, right there in your lounge.
Johnny!
Match day, happy day. Me and the lads are playing away.
I'll take you through a proper match day workout with my two cracking assistants. Who knows, within a few weeks, you could be as fit as them.
What a day, in the coach cruising down the motorway. Match day, Saturday, finished with the handshakes and we're ready to play.
Did you know that fat people are less likely to laugh, marry or live past the age of 26? These potentially true statistics are all terrifying reasons why you need to pop a bit of Johnny in your VHS slot.
Getting me a penalty. Goal, in the goal. You gotta get it in the goal. Kick the...
Every exercise is recommended by sports professionals and is 72% likely to get rid of those tricky tummies and cruel cellulite.
Match time, halfway line, waiting for the whistle so
Get match fit!
With Johnny Hamsley.
TikTok time, hair dryer treatment.
My two cracking assistants. Who knows, within a few weeks, you could be as fit as them.
What a day, in the coach cruising down the motorway. Match day, Saturday, finished with the handshakes and we're ready to play.
Did you know that fat people are less likely to laugh, marry or live past the age of 26? These potentially true statistics